All right, welcome to the Chuck Jones Show, episode
Ooh, close.
episode 1, and we're live on YouTube. Hello, Michelle is already in the house.
Holy God, Michelle, how did you get to the page? I can't even get to it.
She was in there before we went live. I didn't even know you could do that. Apparently, you can.
Oh, there it is. It's
Yeah,
popping up. See, I told you to pop up after a few days.
yeah. So, all
There.
right, let's start the show. We're gonna go live. Let's go live on Facebook here. It just said, "Hey, it's showtime. Go!" All right, welcome, Facebook fans. We got one person watching already. That's really cool.
Look at that.
Look at that. All right, here we go. Going to start the show. All quiet on the set. That means you.
You're listening to The Chuck Jones Show. This is an iHeartRadio podcast. And now, live from the Discount Wheelies studio, here's your hosts, Chuck Jones and Steve.
What do you think of that?
I like it.
It'll spice the music up a little bit there.
Hey, that's some sexy music.
Change it to Steve, because you're Steve now, right? That's your persona non grata.
Sure, it's been a persona for a long time.
All right, it has. All right, welcome to episode 1. Can you believe it? We've made it to 1 already.
I'm so excited
of the Chuck Jones Show.
I just can't hide it.
I'm your host.
Sing with me. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
All right. Anyway, this is episode 1 of the Chuck Jones Show. I'm Chuck Jones. This is my host, Steve. And he's Steve this week. Who knows what he'll be next week?
Who knows?
You stay with Steve, maybe? You have to
Maybe I'll stay with Steve. Maybe I'll go Stevie. Maybe I'll go Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. There you go. And then we could hashtag Stevie Nicks in all of our Twitter things, and we might get attention. People like, that man, Stevie Nicks has really changed a lot. I remember her as a short white girl. What a transition. She transitioned genders and races. Amazing. All right. Let's see. On tonight's show, I'm going to contract the coronavirus live this is going to be the first time in the history of pandemics.
Bravo.
A talk show host is going to contract the coronavirus live on his show. No, actually.
What a sacrifice.
I'm feeling a little under the weather. Just starting literally within like the last 2 or 3 hours. Now, earlier today, I felt a little stuffy and a little scratchy throat, but that's not unusual for me for this time of year. I've always had allergies and nasal problems, so I don't think anything of it. But the last couple hours, I'm feeling like, I think I might be becoming a hypochondriac now because of this corona thing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel warm, and I'm going to take
We're all gonna die.
my temperature here in a little bit. I have a 20-year-old thermometer here. We'll see what my temperature is here in a little bit, because I might be
a thermal thermometer.
Thermal. I meant not thermal. How do you say it? Temporal. That's the word. Temporal thermometer. So anyway, on tonight's show, on episode 1, we're going to talk about what else, right? But the pandemic that's sweeping the world.
That's hot.
That's the
hot topic.
That's the hot topic. A few things we'll talk about. They think they've found a cure for it. At least that's been bantied around in the news. This I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to try to. It's something that they used to use for malaria. And so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Senator Paul Rand, who knew he had been exposed, but yet kept coming to work as a senator and using the gym and the Capitol building and all that good stuff. So that's awesome.
SNH.
Right. And before we get too much further into this, you can call us at 330-474-9833. We'd love to hear what you have to say about the coronavirus and the pandemic and the quarantine and the shutdowns and all that stuff here in Northeast Ohio. We are sheltered in place, except for those of us who have essential jobs, which is almost everyone.
It's true. It's true.
And you can join us also on the Podbean app at live. You can join the show, or you can join the chat room on YouTube. We got a lot going on, and I'm trying to add
We
more.
got a lot going
and
on.
I'm trying to add more all the time. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy man.
You know, I'm going to try and get us live on Twitter and Instagram at the same time.
Holy
all these things
smokes.
at the same time, right? So this show is brand new, and I just got everything going. Everything's out there, so you can listen to this on any podcast app, on iTunes, on Spotify. The only place I'm not sure if it's there yet is iHeartRadio. So, but it's been submitted.
Which is the number one platform for podcasts,
right.
supposedly.
That's what they say, which is odd because Spotify says the same thing, and so does Apple Podcasts. Isn't that weird? How could they all be number one? Maybe they're tied. Tied for number one. Anchor's in the house. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to read this. This is stupid name change. If you search on YouTube for Chuck Jones Show, I can't find you. I have to use the other wise. It's just cartoon stuff. And you know what? That was kind of a force. What's the word I'm looking for, Steve? I overlooked that.
I don't know.
I kind of overlooked that. I thought Chuck
forced.
Like,
I don't know. You said you researched. There were no other podcasts named Chuck Jones?
There isn't. And ChuckJonesShow.com is available, which is up and running. You can go to Chuck Jones Show. So I guess YouTube's the only place that's a problem. And like I told you before, yes, if you Google ChuckJonesShow.com or Chuck Jones Show, you're going to get nothing but the Chuck Jones cartoon stuff, right? Nothing. Okay.
But let me give you this. How many users do you think there are on YouTube?
What do you mean? Users
like accounts and everything.
People watching it, or people that have their own
users?
YouTube?
You have to have an account.
Okay, I'm going to guess it's got to be in the tens of millions. 9 million.
2 billion users worldwide.
Only 2. That's lower than I thought it would be. So what's that got to do with
2 billion? Billion.
You said billion?
Yeah.
You said billion.
Worldwide. Billion.
Wow. 2 billion. So what's that got to do with what we were talking about?
There's no name possible that you can ever make that isn't already created. On YouTube.
I don't think there was a Leroy and Earl prior to.
There probably was something similar.
Well, yeah. So the only problem I think it's going to be is YouTube. Like Anchor just said, searching it, you're not going to find it. So I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if I care that much. I mean, I do care, but I would obviously like the show to be as accessible as it can be. But, I decided to name it after myself because I'm just so into myself. It's just all about me.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? And I just need you here. I just need you here to back me up on that.
I am supporting you 100%, sir. Sorry.
No, actually, I didn't.
Camera's shaking.
Actually, I didn't. I just looked at what other general talk shows were called, and they were almost all called the person's name. So I didn't want to have a weird name like the Nuclear Boys, or you know what I mean? Or I'm just saying, I didn't want to have a name that told you nothing about the show.
Right.
This at least tells you who I am. You know what I mean? And
I know you, and I see you.
Correct. And
I know who you are.
And I would think most people, they're familiar with, like we talked about on the trailer on Saturday. People.
Ooh, I was tired for that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, people they see general talk shows that are they're all named after the host. You know what I mean? Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, the whatever Howard Stern show. There, so here we go. So Anchor,
Howard
anyway,
Stern.
Anchor, he found it. He's here, so it couldn't have been that bad, right? So anyway,
you were on the first page when I searched it
on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, well, there you go. So I know there's a strange things with podcasts. Like when I first got the Leroy and Earl show out there, if you didn't type in the Leroy and Earl show exactly as it's spelled, it wouldn't come up. Now, after it's out for a while, now you could just type in Leroy and it comes up. It'll come up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, people searching for the Chuck Jones show might not be able to find it unless they spell it exactly right with capitalization and everything, the Chuck Jones show. But I guarantee in 6 months or a year, you'll be able to put in Chuck Jones and boom, it'll be there. So.
Yeah, we're going to be established.
Oh, yeah. This is there's 2 gigantic things happening in 2020. One is a world pandemic, and the second is the Chuck Jones Show.
Son of a bitch!
That's right.
Right.
I hit the wrong one. I meant to hit this one.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Dude, you should
So-
you should update your soundboard for this show.
Why would I need to do that? My soundboard is great. Oh, yes, that. I am going to do that. I have that in the works. I'm gonna. You talk about what I just did, right? Why are you looking at me like
no,
that?
I was just talking about the different sounds. You
I'm
just
for real.
disagree with me and then agreed with me at the same time.
Because I thought you meant my mixer soundboard. Like, why would I upgrade my mixer? This is a perfectly fine mixer. You meant my clips.
I'm for real.
Yes.
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 I am definitely going to do that. I don't know exactly. I know which ones would definitely not use on this show, but I'm not sure which
Okay.
ones
Good call.
we would use. Would you want this one on this show,
Why are you gay?
or is that an old show?
I don't think that one would be good if we're trying to, FCC it.
Well, that brings up another good topic. I feel like there's been this Twitter war now between Michelle and Dave. And we already talked about,
What did you
'cause
do,
Michelle was not happy at all that we were going to make the show woke and family friendly and not curse. Now, Dave is probably very happy about it because he's very woke. I mean, he's so woke that, he should be the Pope of woke. The woke Pope is Dave. But
The Pope of Woke.
I feel like I only want to make it more family friendly or more. I don't want to make it woke. It's not going to be woke because I'm not woke. I don't think you're woke. I just don't think we are. We're just whatever that actually means in this world, if politically correct or whatever. Like Dave and I got into it over calling it the Chinese virus on Twitter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's very woke, I guess, to be offended by that as racist. Now, I'm sure he orders Chinese food, right? And he's not offended that the food is from China and called Chinese food. Now, I get it that Trump was being a jerk by doing that, and I agree that he was being a jerk, but it's not racist. But Dave says it is. But anyway, back to my point of I just want this show to be accessible to everyone. I want it to be
Yeah.
I want it to be a talk show that could be played on AM radio or FM radio on the ride home. I'm not.
Oh, don't put us on AM.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I don't want to be so. I guess what I'm saying is we curb the language and the content certainly won't be anything close to the old show.
Right.
But and anyone listening who doesn't know what the old show is, LeroyNearl.com. Check it out. It's not for everyone. Yeah, I've got the coronavirus. How about you?
I had some hard time breathing, but that could have been from my 2-mile walk I did yesterday. So I don't know.
Now, I read a
Could be from the coronavirus.
I read a New York Times article yesterday morning saying that one of the symptoms that I think they said, don't quote me, 40 to 60% of the people that get it, they're finding now that they lose their sense of smell prior to actually showing any other symptoms.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. If that did hold to be true, that would be great for a lot of people, but not for me because I have anosmia. I can't smell anyway, and I wish I had not told my boss that, because then I could easily go to work and say I can't smell. See this New York Times article? See you in 2 weeks.
Now, what if one day you woke up and you could smell again?
What do you mean? What if? I mean, it would be. It's one of those things that it's 50% of the time it sucks, and 50% of the time it's great. Like I'm happy I can't smell. Like when
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if you woke up one day and could smell?
I would be
How long
freaking.
how long has it been?
Well, in 2007, I got a thing for my nose, some kind of
Nose job.
steroid thing that to help open my nose blockage up. And for about
I did the reverse.
for about 2 weeks, I could smell back in 2007. So in the last 20 years, that's the only time I could smell was those 2 weeks in 2007. So
Wow. In your whole life.
probably since I was in my early 20s. Sometime in my early 20s, I lost my sense of smell.
Wow.
And yeah, like I said,
Did you,
good.
You just get in a fight or something. Someone hit you in your nose, and then you're like dunners.
No, well, I've probably been hit in the nose plenty of times, but I think it was just I had a deviated septum and I had nose polyps and seasonal allergies. And one time when I was a kid, they took me to the doctor and said I was allergic to literally everything on the planet.
Nice.
So I think that's what it was. Just I don't know, but yeah, I can't smell, so I can't say I have the coronavirus. Although I feel like I do. I'm a hypochondriac. I feel like I'm bringing it to Northeast Ohio. Well, it's actually already here.
Hey, well, at least I could say I'll join you in the fight.
Fight against the coronavirus.
And I'll fight for getting it because
I don't actually want it.
I mean,
I would like to, I'd like to be off work for a couple weeks paid, but I don't want the coronavirus. I wouldn't mind getting a cold because right now, if you get sick at all, you get 2 weeks off. Boom.
yeah, if you have a fever,
Yeah.
which the fever now is what, 100? It's like I thought it used to be like 99, 98.
Well, they're saying 100, but I don't
100.
know. I mean, how can you say that if you feel sick and you have any kind of fever? I mean, I would think it would be smart not to go to work, go hang around people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's a good point.
I got a sore throat and a dry cough, but my fever's only 99.8, so I'll be in today.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, good.
I don't want to hear that from any
Now,
of my
Michelle
coworkers.
asked a good question. Can you taste?
I can taste. I can taste as far as I am concerned. I can taste just fine. Now,
Really?
I know that I'm probably not tasting things as well as I could, and there's definitely no. I don't have that anticipation of food from smelling it, so I
Right.
don't normally
Right.
eat as much as most people do, because I only eat when I'm hungry or bored. There's no smelling. There's no smelling something and going, oh, I gotta have a hamburger. I hear people say it all the time. They drive by McDonald's and they say, oh, I can smell it. I want a hamburger. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that's like. I don't remember what that's like anyway.
Man, that's crazy.
Like this Jack and Coke I'm drinking right now tastes delicious. I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it. So, but I don't know. Maybe if my sense of smell was there, I wouldn't enjoy it. I don't know.
Mm,
Everybody tells me my cigars are stinky, but I think they taste great. But I can't smell them. So anyway, so
point.
Sinister Breed has joined us on Podbean. Thanks for joining us. This is the Chuck Jones Show. You have stumbled onto the greatness here. Episode number 1. I'm Chuck Jones with my co-host Steve, and
Yo.
of course we're just talking about the stuff going on in the world today, which is really only one thing, right? The coronavirus.
Your
Oh,
nose.
Sinister
Oh,
Breed
yeah,
says his name
coronavirus.
is Chuck. Well, maybe that's why he tuned in because, hey, Chuck, from one Chuck to another. Thanks for tuning in.
Now, can other Chucks smell? You should ask him if he can smell.
I'm pretty sure most Chucks can smell. I don't think it has anything to do with the name Chuck.
Your name is just
It
cursed.
has to do with I'm getting stuffy right now. I can feel it. Like
That's not good,
I
man.
keep having to mute the mic so I can
It's not
sniff.
good.
Yeah, so I can
We're done
sniff.
for.
Might be.
I saw you today, so I got it.
Yeah, if I got it, you got it. Yep.
Jeez.
I mean, they've been doing everything they can at work to keep everything. One thing that I'm on social media a lot on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, promoting the show.
Mhm.
Really, but I'm a social media person,
Definitely.
But I'm
You definitely
I'm
are.
starting to feel like I need to put it away for a while because all I see is about these people complaining about being quarantined, and I want to be quarantined so bad.
Well,
And
you
I
either get
can't.
the quarantine or you get people doing those like, what's your favorite color? What school did you go to? Like those quizzes on their posts. It's like,
Because they're bored.
yeah, dude, there are plenty of other things to do. Like watch us on YouTube instead of posting about your favorite color on Facebook. But that's what it's resorted down to, man.
So Sinister Breed says he can smell the COVID-19. So I have it.
Oh,
He can smell
no.
it. I have it. It's confirmed. I'll call my boss right now.
That's amazing.
Be like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, I have COVID-19. Do you want me to come in today, or should I stay home?
I think you should come in.
I
Why
fe-
not?
I f-
Everything's clean.
I feel yeah. We're sanitizing everything a lot, so even
Yeah,
if you have it,
everything's clean.
chances are you're not going to spread it. Can you
No
imagine? Can you
possible
imagine?
way.
Can you imagine if you found out tomorrow that somebody has it?
I'm not surprised, dude.
I would
All
be
these
freaking
spring
out.
breakers coming back.
I meant somebody we work with. like in the building.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
That'd
be
be
freaking
wild.
out because I'm
That'd be
I'm in a
wild.
high risk group. Not well. I'm in a higher risk
Higher.
group. Probably
Yeah.
I'm probably in the middle 50th percentile risk because they said
Yeah.
that the median age of deaths was 51, and I'll be 51 in
Mhm.
April. So I'm right there, baby. Right there.
Uh-oh.
So
That's
so one thing I
I'm
wanted
worried
to
for you, man.
w-
Oops, sorry.
that's okay.
Go for it.
That's one thing about doing a podcast remotely like this. There's always that little bit of delay that
Mhm.
can be a problem. So one thing I'm really curious about to see how all this ends up working out is we've never reacted this way to any kind of pandemic. There's been world pandemics before. I mean, we all know about we've heard about the 2009 swine flu, the H1N1, right? We all know about that. We've all heard about it the past month, but we didn't do any of this stuff. At least I don't remember. I mean,
Nope.
it was only 10 years ago, and I think I would have remembered this stuff going on. So I'm just really curious about, how is this going to change life going forward? And so many people are saying, this is unnecessary, this is unreasonable. Why are we doing this? So here's what I want to. I'm going to be curious a year from now when we look back, the stats. Okay, here's the stats for the 2009 swine flu from April 12th, 2009 to April 10th, 2010. There were 60 million cases, 274,000 hospitalizations, and 12,469 deaths in the United States. Not in the
Whoa.
world. In the United States. There was 12,000 deaths in 12 months. That is,
Jeez.
I'm not really good with math, Steve, so maybe you could help me here. It's 12 months. We're going to round it to 12,000 deaths. How many deaths per month is that?
1.
Will you just take this seriously?
So there's one we could keep. So that's 1,000 deaths a month, right? Or
That's wild.
am I thinking wrong? It was
No,
1,000
you're right.
deaths a month from the swine flu 10 years ago. Okay. How many deaths do we have so far in 2 months for from this one? We're at 928. That's just in the United States. We have 928 deaths
And
in
it's been
2 months.
3 months. 2
Well,
months.
I don't remember exactly when it came to the United States. I should have looked
Good
that
point.
up beforehand. It feels like it started the beginning of February, right? Is that
Yeah, it sounds right.
because it was in China around Christmas and at the end of the year in January, and then it was a few weeks later. So it may have been the first cases here may have been in mid-January, but let's just say it was February. So let's say it's been 2 months because it's almost April now. So we're at half the death rate that we were from the swine flu. So I'm saying all this to say it'll be interesting to look back a year from now and look at how many deaths, because we did nothing for the swine flu. We didn't shut anything down.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't make anybody stay home or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see what the death rate is from this. My tongue's swelling up. Oh my gosh.
Too much Jackie Coke.
Yeah, Sinister says if they had closed the borders as soon as this crap was released, it would have been better. I think that's one of the Sinister Breed came up with. That's a really good point. I think that's one of the biggest lessons we learned so far from this. The sooner we close the borders and stop international travel, the better everyone will be. And of course, they called Trump a racist and a xenophobe and all that. As soon as he did it, which he did it pretty quick, but still too late, I think.
Too late.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, as soon as especially from China, nobody should have been coming from China, but that's racist because we can't call it the Chinese virus. We can't tell Chinese people that they can't come here. Oh, you're from Wuhan? You eat bat soup? No, you can't come. Racist.
Not woke.
Not woke. You got to be woke. The border's got to be open. Let everybody come in. It's just simple common sense. In 1918, the Spanish flu that we talked about before was one of the worst world pandemics because it was the first time people were able to really travel around the world. And we had World War One going on, and troops were moving from America to Europe, from Europe to Asia. They were moving all over. And that's what really spread it around the world and killed a lot of people. But we probably have more people moving now than they did then, because everybody can travel now. Not everybody could travel back
Right.
then. So, yeah.
And I mean, I feel people probably are more stubborn now than. Yeah, I feel like the newer generations are more like. I was watching videos of people still going to Miami, even though
Right.
it was clearly said not to, but like, but it's our spring break. Who cares what happens? It's our spring break. And it's like, man, that's like so selfish.
Didn't you tell me that guy that said that on it got it?
So yeah, there was a guy that said he's like, I don't care if I get coronavirus. Like I'm here partying here during my spring break. We've been planning for this for 3 months and blah blah blah. And then he came back and he got tested and he was positive for it.
I mean, I hate this to hear that somebody's positive, but what do they say about karma?
Oh yeah, it's a bitch.
Sinister says he is from Massachusetts. Now he's stuck in Massachusetts and he lives in Ecuador, and so he can't get home to his family. So that's
geez,
that's a bummer. See, that's the kind of thing. It does suck, but I mean, I feel like when something like this happens, if we all make a little sacrifice. So let's go back to what I was saying. 14 or 12,000 people died from the swine flu 10 years ago. What if we could cut that down to 6,000? What if we cut it in half by doing what we're doing now? Is it worth it? That's the question. Is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, if it's one of your family members, it's worth it. Hell yeah. Everybody should stay home to save my, uncle's life or my father's life or whatever. But I don't know. To me, I mean, I would be willing to quarantine myself in my house for 30 days to save one life. I would be willing to quarantine myself in my house for 30 days just to buy someone a gallon of milk in Ethiopia. I would do it. I would do that. I would do it. So
yeah. You have a good heart, man.
I'm never getting. I sat there today and I finally got my attitude adjusted so I can work and be okay. But I just realized I'm not getting one day off for this thing.
You don't know that, man.
I'm not getting one single day off of work because of this thing. When there's people all around the world that are, and I know I'm kind of making light of it, but I don't. I know a lot of this is hurting a lot of people because they can't go to work, or like Sinister Bree can't go home. That sucks. But I just want to do my part. You know what I mean?
Want to do your part.
I want to do my part. I feel like I should take my temperature right now just to check. Now
you should.
Yeah, hold on. Let me take my hat off.
Oh boy, here we go.
See, I do have some hair up there. Now I think
bit.
This thing is reading 2 degrees low. So let's check it out. 98.4. Now I was trying it earlier today.
Ooh.
And it kept reading 96 point something.
So you went up 2 degrees.
No, well, it may be reading correctly now because we're supposed to be 98.6, right? That's a normal.
I haven't checked my temperature in a very long time.
97.3. WONE.
Yeah.
98. So it's. I don't have a temperature.
How old is that?
It's probably almost 20 years old. But it's all I got. It's all I got. You can't get any thermometers right now.
Oh, are they sold out as well?
Oh yeah, it's harder than getting toilet paper.
Oh wow. Damn, that's crazy. Such odd things are being sold out. I found it so weird. Like what was it? We were at the store and I can understand bread that was gone. I can understand ramen noodles, but like the whole section of like where they have the cinnamon rolls, the Pillsbury Doughboy, like the rolls, like those were all gone. It's like, oh, that's a weird thing, but okay.
Right.
Like I guess there was a limit on milk. Like you could only get 2 gallons per person, which I was like, Are people buying a bunch of milk
Well, yeah,
for them?
that I understand.
But
You-
the milk it expires.
Yeah, it's true. You can't really keep it a long time, but most people, they panic. They think about the necessities: milk, eggs, bread, canned goods, those kind of things.
Ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles, and obviously cinnamon buns, Cinnabons or whatever.
Yeah, dude, that was so strange.
So,
I've never experienced it.
one of the things that these pandemics do in any kind of crisis, they are weeding out. What is that? I keep forgetting what it's called. It's not. It's not survival of the fittest. It has something to do with intelligence. What is it called when the gene pool is thinned because of stupidity? It must be. I feel like there's another term. Maybe Michelle and Anchor might know because they're way smarter than I am.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
another
know.
term that has to do with the gene pool being thinned out by stupidity. So here's a good example of that. So as you've heard in the news, they found out that this chemical or this drug that has been used in the past to treat malaria. Sinister Breed is running. Thanks for joining us. We're here every Wednesday at 7. If you want to join us, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here live every Wednesday. Thanks, Sinister, and good luck with your quarantine, and I hope you get home to your family soon. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
So anyway, this I can't pronounce the name of it, so I'm not going to try this chemical that is found in malaria drugs. It's also found in it's called chloroquine, and it's also found in a thing you clean your fish tank with, and it doesn't just clean the tank, but it helps with the health of your fish. But it is an ingredient in a malaria drug that we've had, and it was I heard this today. It was approved by the FDA in 1955. This malaria drug, so it's not new, and apparently it's abundant, and they're finding out that it's really curing a lot of people. Like within 24 hours, they thought they were going to die, and they're fine. So anyway, this couple in Arizona found out about this a couple of days ago, and they found out that there was the chloroquine in their fish tank cleaner. So guess what they did? Can you guess, Steve?
I know what happened.
They both ingested it, and the man died, and the woman was
Mhm.
seriously in critical condition and hospitalized. She since recovered and actually spoke to the press and blamed it all on Trump.
Yep.
Because Trump said this chloroquine was looking, like a really promising drug, and it's unbelievable that, I mean, that made the news. And actually, the governor of Nevada today signed a whatever they call it on the state level, an executive order banning the use of chloroquine because this person died.
People are weird,
I
man.
mean, we're in a pandemic here. This is a national crisis. If there's something that's going to help, we can't outlaw it because one idiot ate fish tank cleaner because it had the ingredient in it. Didn't they ever think about all the other ingredients that was in the fish tank cleaner? You know what I
When you're
mean?
desperate, you're desperate.
I don't even know if they had it. I haven't read the story. I don't even think they had coronavirus. They just didn't want to get it. But see, people like that have to die. They have to die. They have to go because they will get us all killed. They'll get us all killed. It's just like The Walking Dead when the people used to watch The Walking
The
Dead.
Walking Dead.
It is. I mean, Rick got a lot of people killed because he just was too soft. I'm telling you, I was a Shane guy all the way back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, look at how his career blossomed. Everybody was a Shane fan.
Yeah.
He's an amazing actor now.
Yep. None of the rest of them are. They all quit. They all jumped ship on the show because the ship was going down, but it didn't help them, did it?
Your girl just left the show, Michonne.
Yeah, I've heard rumors. I actually started watching it again because
God.
season 9 is on Netflix. I thought, you know what? I'll watch it. I'm addicted to TV and I don't have anything to watch right now, so I'll start
Except
watching.
rewatching Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
I'm telling you. So I haven't seen these episodes of The Walking Dead that I'm watching right now, and Breaking Bad the third time was better than this the first time. That show just really tanked. It's like I'm having a hard time watching it. It's like a B movie. You know what I mean? It's like the plot holes are like, I mean, I got this saying I like to use. It's like this: hold on to your seatbelts, people. Plot hole coming up. You know what I'm saying? Plot holes. Got to watch out for
Mm-hmm.
this. Terrible, terrible writing. I feel bad for the actors that are still in it, that were in it from the beginning, because, gosh. But anyway,
They're stuck.
The whole weeding out of the people there is, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So,
Yeah. Anchor says calling the herd. Is that what you're thinking of?
culling the herd. That is not what I was thinking of, but it does apply.
Right.
But that would really be that would be something that's done on purpose. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like when they killed all those camels down in Australia. I don't even remember
Mhm.
why they were culling those camels, but I don't remember why. Do you?
No, not the slightest
No.
clue.
So we got Rick Salsa has joined us on Podbean. Thanks for joining us, Rich. Rich, yeah. He said the
Rich or
show.
Rick? Which one is it?
It's Rich. Rich Salsa.
You called him Rick.
Because the font on Podbean is like tiny. It's so
Walking
small,
Dead.
and the screen
You're
is
thinking of Walking Dead.
the
That's
screen
what
is
it
right there, and I can't. So give me a
I
break,
tell
man.
you what.
I'm trying to juggle 18 different things here at the same time. I mean, what are you doing? You're just talking it. Okay, I don't want to go down that road. I've been down that road
Me?
before. Yeah,
Look at me. I'm
Yeah.
1 second away from being pissed off.
1,000.
As I was saying, I started watching this new zombie show, and it's based in South Korea. And let me tell you,
What do you mean by
probably
based in?
it's not it's Netflix, but it's not
Is a Korean show?
English.
Okay, all right.
It's South Korea. But acting amazing, zombies amazing, plot amazing, and it's 2 seasons in, and I love it. I'm almost done with it.
Do you think they might remake it in English?
I don't think so. It's just too good. Like the actors are just really good. I don't see how we could make it any better.
Yeah.
It's something about the. I know you don't like reading sometimes when you watch a movie, but there is something about foreign films sometimes where the acting is just so superb, and the emotions, the plot, everything is just so perfect. And it's like Parasite, the movie that won movie of the year earlier this year. Man, it was a really, really good movie.
But for me, I lose all of that greatness from having to read. Like I'm reading and then looking up at the
Gotta read
show and then
fast.
reading and looking up and reading. It's like I lose.
Gotta read fast.
No, I don't read fast.
You're
No.
missing out, man. There's some really good movies I could put you on to, that like Japanese, Chinese movies that I've seen over the years that are really, really good.
I'm not going to do it.
I know, but
I can't do
I'm
it.
just saying.
I just can't.
You should just watch the show and not care about the subtitles, and like name the characters as you're going along, and just wait for the zombie stuff to start happening, and you would still understand the story and how amazing the zombies are in this show.
What makes them different? Why is this show better than any of the? I mean, the original
Well,
Walking Dead was great, right?
There's plots. I don't want to spoil anything.
You're not going to spoil it for me. I'm not going to watch it.
You will. I'm going to convince you. I will.
What shows?
We'll make a fair trade. I'll watch a show that you really want me to watch. Maybe one of the shows that I joke about liking all the time, and you'll watch Kingdom, the zombie
Okay,
Korean show.
I'll make you a deal now. I'll watch that movie if you watch season 1 through.
It's a show.
I'll watch that show. It's a series.
Yes,
Okay,
2 seasons.
Okay, 2 seasons. All right. Maybe I'll watch that if you watch 4 seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
4 seasons?
Yeah, 2 for 1 because I got to read. I got to read and watch. That's 2 things. You only have to watch. That's 1 thing. So it's a 2 for 1 special.
Wow.
So you got to watch season 4 through 8. No, 5 through 9 of It's Always Sunny.
Wait, why not the first 4?
Because it's like any other show. I think it got funnier as it went along, and it like apexed. Like I think it's done now. Like the last season just wasn't that great. I think season 10. I might be way off. It might be 12. But I have to look it up. So
There's 14 seasons. Holy crap.
So 14. So I would want you to watch 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, how many
Okay.
episodes are in this?
I'm looking at that now.
Korean
9
show?
they all have 10.
How many in this Korean zombie movie show?
There's a movie show. There's 6 and 6. But
that's
the
not
first-
fair.
Well, first season they're all up roughly an hour long.
Oh, okay. See, the Sunnies are like 25 minutes, I think, or something like that, right?
Okay.
So-
All right. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. When we're going to start this?
Let's start. Let's see if I got Corona first. And if I have it, then we'll start it right away.
We'll start it tonight.
Yeah, I'll have a lot to. I'm hot. I feel like I have a fever. I'm telling you right now. Dude, it's turning me into a hypochondriac. It is. I've never been like this before. Like, I've never been like, oh, am I sick? Am I sick? I mean, I usually know I'm sick or not. I have this thing. I don't know if I told you about it. When I have a virus in my body, which is typically just a flu or a cold, right? Because those are both viral, if I remember rightly.
Right.
I have this weird nerve pain in my back, in my left lower back. It's like a nerve pain, like a poke. And I'll have it a day or two before I have any symptoms. And it happens every time I have a virus. And then a day or two later, sore throat, runny nose, may not be bad, goes away. But it's like this tell that I have. I wonder if Michelle or Anchor has anything like that. I've never talked to anybody that does. It's weird. And I never have that pain any other time but when I have a virus. And a lot of times, because I have a wife and 3 kids that live in this house, a lot of times they'll be sick. So I know that there's a good chance I'm going to get sick. And then all of a sudden, boom, I have that pain.
You're sick.
And I know I've got it.
That's never happened to me before.
So
Maybe because I'm young and I don't have bodily pains like you.
I'm probably in better shape than you.
Oh, is that a challenge I hear, sir?
Yeah. So we got someone else who's joined us live on Podbean.
We got the
what? No, we did.
subject.
We did. We have someone, and I'm not going to say their name because it's grab them by the female part.
Oh,
Yeah, this
grab them by the legs.
Part of the Chuck Jones show is we're going to try and go towards some, more family-friendly talk radio.
Grab them by the legs.
Grab them by the legs. Joined us on
So
Podbean.
you think that you're in better shape than me?
Well, I guess we'd have to define shape as far as like, I'm pretty sure I couldn't bench press more than you. Like I'm
Okay,
not.
that's
I
a
don't
good
think.
point.
I don't think I'm stronger than you.
That's
I think
what I
I
want to
could
hear.
probably run further than you. Like,
Don't care about that.
so I'm sure I could do more sit-ups than you.
Don't care about that.
Probably couldn't do more push-ups than you, unless you can't.
No,
Unless you can't do any.
I haven't done a push-up since high school.
So
I
okay, so I've
there's
hit.
been no need to try that since high school.
I've hit almost all the things: strength, stamina. And you've said you're not interested.
No, you said
whatever.
you could run faster. You didn't say longer.
Actually, I think I could run longer than you.
Okay.
I can run. I'm a runner.
I don't see that happening.
What do you mean by longer? Like
I don't see you as a runner. I see you
Really?
as you walk really slow and very
I guess
light breeze.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm a runner. I'm not a runner. I don't run. I don't like it, and I've never liked it. But I am thin. I'm light, and yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've tried to run, but I think overall I'm in
You're
better.
very light and thin. Is that what you said?
I think I'm in better shape than you. I just think I am.
So you're saying big people can't run?
Well, I'm not saying big people can't run. I'm saying
You said you're light and thin.
I'm saying I could run better than you.
Oh.
So I don't know what the I'm not getting into a thing with you. We're not doing a challenge because I remember the last time you had a challenge and you never did it. You had a challenge with somebody at
we
work.
already have one challenge on the table. We can put another one.
No.
ladies
No.
and gentlemen, tonight's challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner.
Yeah, dude, I'll challenge you to a boxing match.
Oh, now boxing, no. You would destroy me. I'm pretty sure. Destroy me. The heck was that? Wow.
That's scary.
Was scary. I was changing the effects there so I could go. If you want, you could call us at 330-474-9833 on WUED. The Big Talker.
Nice.
It's actually the Chuck Jones Show. Show.
I don't like how you think that you're in better shape than me.
Sorry. I was really just trying to poke you. The fact of the matter is I'll be 51 next month.
Oh.
And you're what, 28?
29 in 4 days.
29 in 4 days. So I mean there's a huge, you should be in better shape than me. So.
That's right. That's what I wanted to hear. That's right.
And plus I have COVID-19, so that's not fair.
Believe it or not, I used to enjoy running. I used to run 12 miles a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would run 4 miles. And I would sometimes run on the weekends. I used to run a lot. I even ran a 10K just for the fun of it, just because I made it to the 5K, which was usually the goal. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep running. And the next thing I know, I ran a 10K. And I ran so much. I was in much better shape. I was even better shape than when I was in high school when I was playing football. I just ran so much. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm done running. I'm not running again. And
So what caused that?
What caused me to?
You said you liked it.
Run a bunch.
No, what caused you to not want to do it anymore?
Just one day, it was just I got up and I was like, I don't want to run anymore. I
That's weird.
because the start.
The what?
Go for it.
No, I was just saying. You said you liked it, and one day you didn't.
Yeah. So the whole goal of running was I one day thought, I've never ran a mile before. I want to run a mile. And I got there. I did the mile. It was amazing. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. And then I said, okay, I want to run a 5K because there's this plan called Couch to 5K. So I just followed the plan in its entirety, ran the 5K. I was like, hell yeah. Okay, this is really cool. And then I was like, well, I'm done with the plan. I guess I'll just keep running 5Ks and see where that gets me. And then that turned into 4 miles. And then that turned into I'm running for an hour. And that turned into 6 miles. And then one day I was like, I'm done.
So you're like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, just like Forrest Gump.
I'm done running now.
It was really strange. I mean, sometimes I wish I kept up with it, but there's just like you have to be a certain kind of person to want to. Now, I would always run on the track because it was a flat path and easier to run on, and you can count and know how many. When you're hitting your mile and how much faster you want to run if you want to get a certain time. So I didn't mind doing that. And I even did treadmill for a little bit, which is, worse, I would say, than the track. And I ran trails and stuff. But I was just like, you have to be a certain type of person to actually enjoy doing that, want to do that, and go crazy if you can't run, because that's, it's crazy how hard running is, and it's not fun.
That's the same with any working out. Like,
right.
I've been trying to motivate myself to work out for years. My wife is constantly trying to get me to do it. And if you can't get your mindset and your lifestyle to where you want to do it, there's no point in starting, in my opinion. Because you're not going to keep it up, and you're just going to be miserable, And going back to what you're saying, first of all, I got 2 things I want to say. I don't want to forget. First of all, it would be hilarious to redo the scene from Forrest Gump with you in it, and you're running, when he was running, and he just stops, and everyone's behind him. They're like, what is he going to do? What's he going to do? He's like, I'm done running now. Just turns around.
Yep.
What are you going to do now? I'm going home. That was you. You just woke up one day. I'm done. Not doing this anymore. And the other thing I want to say is, I am not in that great shape now, but when I was 47.
Oh, not so long ago.
Not that long ago. About 5 years ago. So now it's more than that. More like 46,
Okay.
45. My wife was trying to get me to work out, and she signed us up to do Warrior Dash. You ever heard of that?
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. And she said, we're doing Warrior Dash in 3 months. You got to train. You got to train. I'm on the couch drinking beer. I'm drunk on the couch drinking beer. And I said, look, I could outrun you right now. And she said, no, you can't. I got up off the couch. We ran 3 miles, and I just dusted her. And to this day, she tells that story. Yeah, my husband just got off the couch drinking beer and drunk and just. But that's when I was younger. I could just run. I could run all night but I hated it, so I never did it. When I was in the service, it was no problem. Just run, 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 run.
Right.
But
you expected it. You knew this was going to happen.
Right. Well, I had, when I was all the way up into my early 40s, I was 6'3", like 140 pounds. So it was easy for me to run. You know what I mean? It's like I
Right.
didn't have a lot of weight, and I was all that. I had a runner's body. Let's put it that way. But I
Yeah.
never liked it, and I hate running on a treadmill.
Yep.
That's like a sentence for me. I don't mind the bikes, like the recumbent bikes at the gym. I could do that. Actually, my son and I were going to the gym pretty regularly right before this thing broke.
Oh, that's
Right
right.
before this thing broke out. And I was done with the gym. Like 2 weeks before they closed the gyms. We're like, that's the last place I'm going. A freaking gym right now. That's probably
Right.
that's probably where coronavirus actually started, in a gym in Wuhan. Not people eating bat soup. It's from a gym.
Now,
So,
do you think you can still get up and run 3 miles if
oh
you
no,
want to tomorrow?
no, no,
No.
nope. The last time I tried to run on any length was probably 2 years ago, and I got it like 100 yards, and I'm dying. Like I just
Was that at work at the work treadmill?
no, just here in the summer. One couple summers ago, I thought I'm gonna start running, and I started running, and I would get not very far, and I was so slow. I was like, people could walk faster than what I was running. You know what I mean? I really just
I know
might
the
as well speed walk. But it was just, it wasn't that. It's a weird feeling when you get to my age and you're this out of shape. You feel like you can do it, and you're not sore really, and nothing hurts. It's just your body just shuts down. Like, it's weird. I can't hardly explain it. You'll experience it someday, but
I can't wait.
it's wow.
Looking forward to it. I mean, but there's some people your age and past, like the big action movie stars, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
You can't compare
Sylvester
normal
Stallone,
people.
they're still like extremely jacked.
You can't compare movie stars and athletes
No,
to normal people.
I know,
Because
because they get paid to be
right,
that jacked. I
they
understand.
get paid, and that's what they 8 hours a day. That's their job to look like that.
But I'm
You know.
saying there's potential for you.
Yeah, the tug of war. He's laughing at me. The tug of war that I've had the last years about working out is I hate it, so I dread
Yeah.
it. So I get off work, I want to go home and just relax and maybe have a cigar in the summertime. If it's a Friday night, I just want to relax in a hot tub by the pool with a cigar and listen to some music or play some music, things I love and enjoy. And I hate dreading working out, and that's what I do. So at some point, I'm just like, screw it. I don't want to live that way. If you told me, Chuck, if you work out every day, you'll live 3 years longer, I don't know if I would take that trade. You know what I mean? I'd be like, 3 years, that's it? I'm going to extend my life by 3 years by being miserable for the rest of my life. Right? Wouldn't you rather be happy the rest of your life and die 3 years younger?
True.
But you don't know. I mean, you've seen stories all the time or know of people who were physically fit and they died of a brain tumor, or smoked and drank their whole life and lived to be in their 90s. And then, some kid who's in excellent shape dies, gets hit by a car or
True.
whatever. It's just life is,
Yeah.
I'm going to die of the coronavirus. So why should I worry about it? Wow.
Yeah, I always think about Ozzy Osbourne and how like
Right.
hardcore drugs the first half of his life was, probably even over half of his life. And like he's still kicking. Like no problem.
I know. I mean, I don't know how old he is now, but he's pretty, last time I saw him live on stage, I think they had like something holding him up. like behind him, like a mannequin stand or something.
He's old. I mean, let's see here, 71.
71. That's not terribly old, but yeah, the life he led, he's lucky to be 71.
Right. Exactly. But then, like like you were saying, some young dude who's in tip-top shape dies because of a random thing wrong or whatever. Oh my God, he's still touring?
Yeah, he
Yikes.
is. He put out a new album recently. I haven't listened to a lot of
Really?
it, but I think I heard from Leroy that he's going to play some of it on his next show, but I don't know if that's true. But
Copyright.
this is the Chuck Jones Show. I did it. I almost said it, but I got through it.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, we are live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Podbean, YouTube, Facebook, and you can call us at 330-474-9833. And again, no one's calling tonight when I'm sure it works. I'm sure it
That's because
works.
they know you're sick. They don't want you to transmit the corona through the phone.
Through the phone, huh? Now, I did have a very heartfelt and moving moment with my kids last night.
No way.
We, my wife and I have been, once a week since it started, we would get them together and talk about what's going on. My youngest is 13, 15, and 21. So 21. So they're not little kids, so they understand a lot, but
Right.
they don't understand some things, especially the 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So every week we get them together and we talk about what's happened in the past week and what we can't do, what we can do, and all blah blah blah. So I really wanted to tell them, especially my two daughters and a son. But I want to. I'm kind of joking up. I wanted to tell them that if I said this isn't going to happen, but if for some reason I get the coronavirus and because I'm in the 50th percentile of dying and I pass away, I don't want that to ruin their life. And I know that some things, like I think this really came to my mind because I heard a story or whatever. I don't even know what it was, a TV show or whatever, where someone had a traumatic experience when they were young, and then it affected them, as it does all of everybody. It affected them later in their lives, but it caused them to make poor decisions because they would be affected by something almost like PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them, especially my girls, but my son too, if I die of the coronavirus and you are years later on a date with a person and they order a Corona, I don't let that possibly ruin something good, and don't write that person off because they ordered that Corona and I died from Corona. I want you to write that person off because they ordered Corona and it's crap beer. Wow. He's shaking his head. Wow.
I'm thinking you were dropping some serious stuff.
That was the point, my friend. That was the point.
I was like, no way you're going to get this emotional on the podcast.
Well, it's a new show, new direction, man.
Jeez. So that didn't happen at all.
No, that conversation did happen. All that did happen. That's true. And they all looked at me like, God, you're so lame.
But you actually got choked up.
No, I didn't get choked up.
Oh my God.
No,
Why do you do
I
this?
sat my kids down and I made them think that I was being serious. And I told them that.
I was like getting a little
Yeah.
teary-eyed for you.
And they were like, God, you're such a boomer. Such a boomer. Yeah.
Oh man. Why don't you let your emotional side out, Chuck?
Thank you, Anchor. Anchor said Father of the Year. That's right. I just don't want them to, I don't want them to
Tease
not
the year.
date somebody because their dad died of coronavirus. I want them to not date them because they drink crap beer.
You were saving that for the end of the episode.
Was
So
it?
you can handle the bang, huh? That's all it is for you, huh?
Yep, that's all it is. I can't believe how fast these hours go.
Yeah, I can't believe how you just lied to me and you call me the sarcastic one. I'm
I didn't
believing
lie
this
to you.
emotional story you're
That was
telling.
true. I really told my kids that.
Yeah, but you made it sound like you were actually serious, like emotionally serious.
Oh, well, yeah, it didn't work on them either. So
I was getting a little teary eyed. I was like, I mean, I don't have kids, but if I have kids, that'd be a pretty tough. That's a tough conversation to have.
yeah, it is. It is. I'm not going to die of coronavirus. I will recover.
You don't know that.
I have it, but I'll recover because I'm in good shape. I'm in better shape than you. So if you get it,
That's true.
we both get it, you're gonna die. I won't. Wow.
I don't know. I have the power of anime on my side.
Oh, brother. All right, this is the Chuck Jones Show. We're live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Podbean, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can listen to the show anywhere that podcasts are heard, including, but not limited to,
List them off.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It probably be on iHeartRadio sometime soon. I remember when I submitted the Leroy and Earl show to iHeartRadio, I never got a response, and I assumed it wasn't there. So, and then it was. So,
They're surprised.
surprise, surprise, surprise. So, anyway, it feels like there was something else I needed to say about the show, but it's not up here. We're available everywhere. I said that, and yeah, we'll be here every Wednesday. And
Maybe, unless you contracted the disease.
unless you know what? If I get coronavirus, I'm still doing this show. I will still be doing this show. No matter how sick I am, I will prop myself up and do this show. This is another original tune I'm going to play us out with, because I'm only playing original stuff on this show.
we gotta sing happy birthday to Michelle.
Oh, that's right. She said her birthday's the same as yours.
No, it's actually I said the wrong date. Mine's is Saturday, hers is Sunday.
Well, so you both have weekend birthday.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Michelle. And
birthday.
yep, happy birthday to anyone who has a birthday. You quarantine bastards, you're lucky. Now, if you're not having a good time quarantine, I'm sorry that you're quarantined. Sinister Breed is quarantined. He doesn't like it. So. Anyway, if you could do us a favor, if you're listening to this show right now, please subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if there's the ability to review it and like it or whatever, that would be awesome. Yeah. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Steve-O, you got anything else you want to say?
Never listen to Chuck's fake emotional story.
Wow. Michelle says it's finally on Stitcher. Yeah, some of these things just take a while to get out there. Apple, a lot of the podcast apps get it from Apple Podcasts, but not right away. I don't even understand how all this stuff works as far as that goes, but I know it takes a while for it to leak out. It's like it leaks out there. But I spent all Saturday night after we did the show, the trailer, doing all this. I was up till 3 a.m. sitting right here at my computer, getting it out there on all these platforms and submitting it and all that stuff. So, follow us on Twitter at Charles. Follow us on Twitter at Chuck Jones Show, and go to chuckjonesshow.com. It's that website will have everything you need. You can listen to the show, you can subscribe, you can download. There'll be more stuff going up there as the show commences. Again, two biggest things to happen in 2020: world pandemic and the Chuck Jones Show. I feel like I got a fever. I'm telling you. Really digging this song. It's going to be good when it's done.
I believe in you.
All right, that's it. Thanks for listening on Podbean. Goodbye. Thanks, Rick Salsa, and grab him by the you know what. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye, Facebook fans. Everyone who's watched, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
And then there's YouTube. Michelle, Anchor, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you supporting the old Leroy and Earl show, and I appreciate you supporting this new show. And the old show is going to still be here. I need that show as my outlet. I think that's where I get a lot of my angst out is through Leroy and Earl. So that show will still be around. It won't be probably won't be live, but it'll definitely be it'll be there. So all right, thanks. We'll see you guys later. Anchor, Michelle, appreciate it.
Bye-bye.